Honest and fair question. What did you expect? What did you expect making a TikTok saying that you voted for Trump and now because of the tariffs, your business is going to go out of business and you're asking for people on TikTok to help you?
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China.
It is crippling my business. I am barely surviving for the past 8 years.
What? Okay, so according to last year, because you said in that video last summer that you had been suffering for the last 8 years. Your business, small business, had been struggling for the last 8 years, which means you started struggling when Trump came into office. And then in that same video, you proudly, with your chest, said that you will probably be voting for him for a third time.
Yeah, I hope that you lose your business. Bro, here's one thing you can't claim about Trump. He is doing what he said he would do. I think he ran on 25% tariffs on like everybody, maybe upwards of 50 for some people, from what I remember, and now he's implementing them. So he ran on tariffs. He's implementing tariffs. If you voted for him, you are dumb. If you didn't expect him to try to put the tariffs in, then you're dumb. And you apparently have a small business or some kind of business and it's hurting your business. Yeah, I hope that your business fails. You voted for this specifically. Now, to be fair, Trump has rescinded a lot of the tariffs. He pulled back almost completely on every other country except for a 10% flat tariff, which seems kind of stupid. And then he has a pretty aggressive tariff on China except for all computer stuff. So he's kind of just folding when it comes to China, which is kind of pathetic. It makes him look pathetic. But yeah, man, if you voted for this, I don't have any sympathy for you.
After all the warnings, after all the signs, after everything people try to tell them, now they've discovered that voting has consequences. Wow. You see, this small business owner is now online begging for help because the 104% tariffs on Chinese goods are killing his business. And guess what? He's a Trump supporter. He voted for Trump. Probably had that red MAGA hat on proudly, talking about Make America Great Again. And now look, business is going down and suddenly he's a victim. Ain't that funny? It's wild how selective some people's memory is. Because when Trump was out there yelling about tariffs and trade wars, people were warning, economists were warning, everyday folks were warning, small business owners were warned too. People said, hey, this man's trade policies are going to hurt you. You depend on imported goods. If tariffs go up, your costs go up. You won't be able to compete. But they didn't listen. Because back then, it was all about owning the libs. Back then, it was all about protecting American jobs and sticking it to China. But now that the consequences have arrived, now that those same policies are burning holes in those pockets, suddenly, it's somebody please help me. Help me from who? From the same people you mocked when they tried to reason with you, from the same folks you dismissed as crybabies when they were worried about the direction America was going. I don't want to sound heartless, but how many times are people going to ignore facts and logic just because of political loyalty? Because let's be real, this isn't about patriotism, it's about ego. People were warned repeatedly. They chose to ignore it. And now the reality has caught up.
Well, at least the little girl's restroom is now safe from the non-existent threat of trans women. Because that's what really matters, right? Is it the dangerous brown illegals putting you out of business? Who hurt you? Was it BLM? No, congratulations. It was your vote. Promises made, promises kept. So why aren't you happy? Because Trump campaigned on tariffs, remember? Why don't you pick yourself up by your own bootstraps? Because begging for help looks a lot like socialism. Right-wing voters are incredibly gullible. GOP politicians invent boogeymen like trans people and migrants who pose almost no threat to keep their base distracted while they pass policies that rob them blind. Just look at the entire southern region. Nearly every red state ranks among the poorest, least educated, with the highest teen pregnancy, worst healthcare, and lowest life expectancy. Is Trump talking about fixing any of that? Of course not, because it doesn't serve him or the billionaires he answers to.
TikTok supports white supremacy, and one of the most intriguing things that are happening right now are the people that voted for cruelty. The people that voted for hate, the people that voted to take away their own rights and their own way to make a living, looking for empathy with the people that voted for hate, the people that voted to take away the rights of everybody, the people that voted to take away their ability to prosper, while also getting no empathy from the people who voted for empathy, the people that voted against their rights being taken away. That man voted for one of the most hateful people in our history, and he is upset that not only do the people that he vote with don't care about what's going on with him, but also the people that he voted against don't care about what's going on with him. So what do you do when the people that you aligned yourself with don't care about you, and the people that you hate don't care about you?
You know, what's frustrating, it's not just that this one business owner is struggling, it's the fact that so many others are going to suffer too. Employees, families, local communities, they're all going to feel the impact. But a lot of that pain could have been avoided if people had just listened, if they had voted with their brains instead of their feelings. But no, they bought the fantasy, the strongman image, the America first lie that somehow cutting yourself off from global trade is a winning strategy. Let's talk about these tariffs for a second. 104%. That is a massive tax on imports. And when you are a small business owner who gets your products or material from China, which most do because it's affordable, you're done. Your profit margin is wiped out. You either raise your prices and lose your customers, or you eat the costs and go bankrupt. There's no winning in that situation. And Trump knows this, but he doesn't care, because for him, it's never been about helping the little guy. It's always been about image. It's always been about appearing tough, even when those policies hurt the very people who support him. The irony is painful. And I'm sorry, but you can't be out here crying now when you are cheering back then. You are told, you're warned, you were begged to see the bigger picture, but you chose to ignore all of it because you thought your business would be safe. You thought you were above the consequences. And now, here you are, online asking for a lifeline. It's the same story again and again. People vote for someone who clearly doesn't care about them, then act shocked when their lives get worse. And then they expect sympathy. They expect support from the very people they laughed at, mocked, and ignored. How does that work?
I think what's sad for me is it wasn't the fact that he is a misogynistic, sexist, rapist who really has it out for women. That wasn't enough. It wasn't that he's racist and has spewed racist hate, Latino hate, African American hate. None of that mattered. Like, it didn't matter to you until your pocketbook, your bottom line was affected. So again, what did you expect? I mean, it was pretty brave of you to admit that and to come on and make a TikTok like that, but did you really expect for everyone on TikTok to be like, oh no, I'm so sorry, here's a Cash App, here's some advice? No, you fucked around and now you're finding out. And it's not just that you voted for somebody and now your business is hurt, it's that you didn't care until your business was hurt. That's the fucking issue. I don't feel sorry for you one bit. Love you, Slayers.
Democrats in the comments are trolling him, of course, and someone commented, like, I love this for you, and the Trumper replied via video, and he was like, oh, you love this for me, blah, blah, blah. What the f*** do you expect? We told you this, and we got called elitist. We told you the impact tariffs have on the economy, and you were like, you guys think you're so smart? This is basic knowledge. So the guy makes the video back, and he's like, I knew Trump was going to tariff. I thought it would push people to build in the USA. I'm going to explain this to you like you're 5. Have you ever watched Shark Tank, okay, and a product's on there, and the sharks go, why is it so expensive? And the person goes, it's made in the USA. Why do you think they say that? Why do you... Everything's more expensive in the United States. That's why we get things internationally. And as a small business owner, I'm surprised you don't know that. You didn't think this would start a trade war, huh? Like last time? And last time was significantly less than all the tariffs he's doing this time. Like, you don't get to play victim, okay? You were warned, you ignored it. Now you're paying the consequences for voting without knowing how things work.
The one demographic in this country I feel no sympathy for if they suffer is the white male conservative, because you don't care about me. You don't care about the greater good. And you have it for a very long time. White people in specific have been voting majority conservative since 1964 when Lyndon B. Johnson was elected as president. You tell me you're a business owner, which leads me to believe that you're a little bit smart. You didn't see what Trump did in his first term? He was terrible for business. He was terrible for the middle class in his first term. He was terrible for the little guy. And what's annoying about this is you will learn nothing because people tried to check you on that video and you learned nothing.
I love this for you. I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely.
If Donald Trump somehow waved a magic wand and ran for re-election in 2028, you would vote for him out of a cardboard box on the side of the street that he put you in. And therein lies the issue. You'd rather starve than hold hands with the oppressed.
And I get it. Some of them really didn't know better. Some truly believed the hype. But we live in a time where information is everywhere. You can't claim ignorance when you had every opportunity to learn. It's not like Trump was hiding these policies. He was loud and proud about them. He said what he was going to do. He did it. And now the results are in. This isn't just about China or tariffs. This is about accountability. It's about responsibility. We can't keep letting people dodge the consequences of their decisions just because they're crying now. If we keep doing that, what lesson is learned? You know, what I really find disturbing, it's how quick people are to shift the blame. The business owner, he's not saying, I made a mistake voting for Trump. He's not saying, maybe I didn't understand the impact of these policies. No, he's blaming the system. He's blaming the government. He's blaming everyone but himself. And that right there is the problem. There's no growth without accountability. You can't fix what you won't acknowledge. If you voted for the guy who promised to raise tariffs and then he raised tariffs and now your business is struggling, connect the dots. That's not rocket science. That's just basic cause and effect. And the worst part is, these are the same people who call others entitled. The same ones who scream about pulling yourself up by the bootstraps. But the minute their comfort is touched, they turn into victims. They go online and beg for help. So what happened to the tough, self-reliant energy now? Where is the nobody owes you anything attitude? Listen, I'm not saying I want people to suffer, but I do want people to learn, because until folks start making better choices, the suffering will continue, and not just for them, for all of us, because these policies ripple out. They affect supply chains, inflation, employment, and everything. And the more people fall for empty promises, the more damage is done. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing: stability, success, a fair shot. But you don't get there by voting for chaos. You don't get there by supporting someone who only cares about power. And you definitely don't get there by ignoring reality because it's uncomfortable. So to that small business owner, I hope things get better for you. I really do. But I also hope this is a wake-up call. I hope this is the moment you look in the mirror and realize that voting isn't just a personal choice. It's a responsibility. It affects real lives, real business, real communities. And to everyone watching this, let this be a lesson. Don't wait until your world is falling apart to start paying attention. Don't ignore the warnings just because you don't like who's giving them. Because the truth doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your political identity. So next time someone tells you this policy is dangerous, don't roll your eyes. Listen, research, ask questions. Think critically, because once the damage is done, it's hard to undo. And while some folks might get a second chance, others won't be so lucky. We have to stop this cycle. We have to stop voting out of fear, out of pride, out of spite. And we have to stop pretending that we can make reckless choices and never pay the price. Because the truth is, the bill always comes due. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what are your thoughts. And also remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.